and welcome back to some more Black Desert Online. Right, it's been a minute, but I thought for this video I am gonna bitch and moan about the game a little bit, at least how I would fix the game if they actually wanted to do so. Again, this is my opinion. Remember that I am a disgruntled customer, because way back when I played, like 8, 9 something years ago, they did promise never to make this game pay to win. It already was pay to win, to be fair, but they just decided to not do anything. Is that a red player? You're in presence of an enemy player. Ooh, okay then. Let's move away from that. Red player? That could be dangerous. Or should we kill this one? Hang on a minute. That's a red player. Alright. I doubt that I stand a chance whatsoever. Adina? Revoked? Okay, well, the pings are going crazy. Hang on. Where'd she go? Right. Now that was something, seeing a red player. Kinda wish that I did something, you know, back in the... back when red equals dead. If you're red, you're dead. Well, anyhow, I think this is gonna be very much a rambling type video, since I don't have much prepared, but I do have an opinion that I want to get through. So let's just start off with the pay-to-win aspect of the game, the whole F3. All of this. Oh boy, has that expanded quite a lot since I played last. But I thoroughly believe, sincerely, that they should just remove everything. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna die. Of that. Remove the entire Pearl shop, and that also includes, like, the loyalty shop. Since the game did have, you know, it does have a price, it's not necessarily free to play. For some it might be, but you have to pay, I think it's $10 in order to play the game. So just by that fact, it should not include any pay-to-win elements whatsoever. If the game was free, I wouldn't care. But the game is not free. Well, sometimes it's free. Actually, quite often it's free, but what you gonna do? I mean, there's so much stuff in here that you almost have to buy. Now, back when they introduced this thing, I mean, it was faced with a little bit of an uproar, but all of the weight limit and bag space, that was something, because back then, if you had a lot of weight, meant that you could have a lot of potions, and the more potions you had, the longer you were alive. Now that has changed now. So, since you can get the infinite potion fairly easily, I mean, it's gonna take you a couple of weeks, maybe. But still, there's so much, and you still have to pay in order to play the game, but there's also, like, a multitude of subscriptions. You have the Value Pack, Blessings of Kama Silva, Secret Book of Old Moon. I mean, where does it end? 3 separate subscriptions. Now, you're not required, really, to have any of this, and argument that I do see a lot from people is that, well, I played through the entire game and I have endgame gear without paying a cent. That doesn't matter. It's good that you're able to do so, but I don't think anyone can argue that if you pay money, even just a little bit of money, that your journey is going to be vastly easier. And you can just buy chrome stones, so essentially you can buy gear, you can buy costumes, which you can sell for quite a bit of silver. So I really wish that they just removed all of that and instead implemented just cosmetics. As much as I don't really like the idea of, you know, cosmetics, because all of the gear sets in the game, at least when I played, they just look horrendous. Which is fine. I mean, now we have, like, the Fallen God armor that I think looks decent enough. Yeah, my horse is taking damage. That is fine, I know. But I really wish that there wasn't really any cosmetics at all. If anything, maybe Merv's palette, the one that I have activated now in order to just activate my colors. That's something. Get off my horse. If you want to look cool, you would still have to get the best gear, but if you wanted to look real fancy, then yeah, you could pay a subscription in order to dye the gear. Something like that. I mean, I don't have that much of an issue with cosmetics. Even the late Total Biscuit eventually just succumbed to the idea of microtransaction when it comes to cosmetics, which is, I mean, it's fine, it's fine. I still don't like it. I really wish that it wasn't a thing at all. Now, when it comes to the game itself, let's just put aside all of the pay-to-win, microtransactions, everything like that. You definitely don't feel like you have much of a goal while playing. Again, I must preface this by saying it's a lot of back and forth here, that I don't have time to play basically any MMO anymore because I chose to procreate. So keep that in mind, but again, I don't want these changes for me. I want this game to succeed because I did love this game back when. Now, if they hadn't lied to me, or if the game was free from the get-go, then again, I wouldn't have any issue with it. But yeah, I do feel like I don't really have a goal. What am I grinding for other than the sake of grinding? Because the endgame used to be PvP. Like, you joined a guild, you got into a community, you grinded like crazy, and you were constantly, pretty much, contested for grind zones, which just basically made you want to PvP. It wanted you to get stronger, get better gear, learn your class better. Now that is not a thing, pretty much at all. Okay, trap S. Now, I'm not saying that the game shouldn't have PvE aspects. It seems like it's gone in that direction quite a bit, which is fine. There's a new source of people just coming in, a new player base, so to speak. And yeah, you should definitely have the option to do PvE, but this is a PvP game. I mean, PvP is still going on, like, the sieges are going on, all of the territories are occupied. Now, hang on a minute. Really? Oh boy. Necrotic. I was talking about them not long ago. Yeah, this was the guild that we merged our guild with when, well, it was on the brink of death. And now they own a siege. How much of an achievement that is nowadays, I'm not really sure, because I do get the sense from comments and other videos that the siege community isn't really much thriving. Maybe. I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. Oh, I remember grinding here. Oh, that was something. Okay, please don't kill my horse. Dim tree? There you go. So they definitely need to implement something. It looks like they might be doing something, because like the new mount, the new tier 9 Dream Horse Voltarian or something, the Lightning Horse, is very much a PvP mount. So that's something, and you do kind of have to do PvP in order to get that mount, so that's at least nice. And we do have the potential of the dragon that should already be in the game according to Biseptimus, but it is not. So the ability to get yourself a dragon. Oh, but that is if you own a siege, and only if you are the guildmaster of the siege guild. That, I think that's a little bit weird. It should be for the entire guild, honestly. Because that would really be a badge of honor, being in a guild that is owning a territory, riding around on your dragon, just looking down at all of the peasants. Now, I've heard talk about hardcore servers being implemented. Supposedly, they were supposed to be implemented in January. I mean, it's getting real close to the end. So we'll see about that. Now, I hopefully, like the hardcore servers, is something of the lines of there's no Pearl Shop, maybe even no Marketplace. As much as I like the Marketplace, I think... I'm not really sure. I think the game would be better with a free market, maybe? I mean, I do like the current Marketplace system. I do. I mean, they have improved it immensely since the start. Now you can actually buy stuff. But player trading, that would be something. To create an economy would really put life skilling into a new light, I think. Now, I've never been much of a life skiller. Again, back in the day, good old fella Orion. All of the life skillers were made fun of, because, well, they weren't doing PvP. And I must admit that I made fun of them myself. Life skilling cuck was a catchphrase of all of our guildies. Now, when it comes to guilds and communities, I do feel a lack of group content. Now, we do have, like, the boss splits that you can do in a party of 5, I believe, and we do also have guild bosses, and I think I've heard rumors of dungeons, plural, maybe, and that there's going to be a new dungeon added, so that's good. But what about raiding? I want raids. Why aren't there raids in the game after 10 years? That is... I'm getting stuck on a finch. That is very weird for me, that there's no instanced raid bosses and stuff like that. I mean, they also added like the shy character, which is, to my understanding, a purely support character with buffs and heals and everything. Now again, before we had mage and witches that were able to heal, but the game has probably changed, so who knows. So way more group content, I think, is very essential. And one thing that is probably a little bit controversial, I would also like the removal of all of the AFK aspects of the game. I don't like AFK fishing, I don't like standing and processing for hours upon hours, and also cooking and everything. Hunting is very fun because you actually have to do the thing in order to level it up, rather than just sitting for hours upon hours. I mean, I get the appeal of being able to play the game without actually having to play the game, but I don't like that system. Games shouldn't be that way. No, I disagree. I disagree vastly. Yesh. So they should definitely make, like, let's just put fishing on the table, because everybody AFK fishes, except me. I never did. Oh, I just refused to do so. If they made it a little bit more fun, maybe, added some more systems to the game, not exactly sure how they would do that. Hang on, I need to see, where am I going? I'm going over here. And that they made it a little bit more rewarding, potentially, could be something. Make it more fun and more rewarding to do life skilling rather than just a chore. I know it's a Korean grind MMO, so yeah, you should expect to be grinding all day, every day. Okay, let's go on a side tangent, and one of the reasons why I don't like the pay-to-win aspect is because, well, the one thing that was appealing to me with a Korean grind MMO is that someone who had way more time than me would be a lot better than me at the game. Now, not only when it comes to skill, but also levels and potentially gear. Because I don't like the idea of just because I have a job, I'm able to get the same gear as the next feller, who maybe this game is his whole life, or her life. I mean, if you really want to know life a game, then yeah, you should be rewarded for doing so. I wouldn't suggest doing that, because real life is awesome at times, I must admit. Yesh. Considering that I am currently leveling up an alternative character in real life. Soon I'm gonna be leveling up 2 of them at the same time. But yeah, just because I have money should not mean that I have the ability to be as good as you, who have put hundreds of thousands of hours into the game. No, I disagree, I don't like that. There we go. Now, I still think it should be viable for life skillers to continue to do what they do, but I think it should be more profitable and a little bit more engaging content than just, yeah, I'm playing the game all day, every day, but I'm never at the computer. That doesn't make sense to me. And I do like the idea of being able to reach the end game through multiple ways. Like, you could either grind like crazy, which is required if you want to gain some levels. I think that's good, but you also have the options to just grind and buy the gear for money. You could do life skilling and then also buy the end game gear, or you could try to enhance it yourself. Now, when it comes to the enhancing, there's a lot of people that don't really like the RNG aspect of the game. Now, I do to a certain degree, but I don't really agree with the enhancement of accessories. Now, they have improved that a bit, because before, at least without Karisas, if you enhance gear without Cronstones, then yeah, it was destroyed. Ugh. Now, it was fun, that it was, but still, I think that there should be at least some, you know, guaranteed enhancement. Oh, okay, let's go another side tangent of turning costumes into Cronstones, and the game being so reliant on Cronstones if you want to succeed more, or at least not spend your entire life enhancing gear. Yeah, Cronstones should also just be removed from the game, I think. Now, one thing that I do wish to see being implemented is a little bit more gear variety. Because again, back in the day, back in the good old days, we had like all the gearing gear. Actually, I can just go to the marketplace, can't I? If we go to armor, let's just do helmet. Yeah, now there's quite a few more. Like the Grunel helmet, what was arguably the best, Rokaba, all of these things. That was awesome. All of these should have a different appearance in the game, like vastly different. And then I'm not really sure how I feel about boss gear, because of course it's the best gear, but yeah, I'm not sure. I really wish that it had more variety. for every class, that you could clearly see what was the best for your class, or maybe even your playstyle. That would be something, except that everyone is wearing, you know, Nebraska Fallen Guard armor. Like Black Star gear, that's something. Now, I do also hope with the hardcore servers that they do something about the enhancing, because the starting experience for a new player, I must admit, is fantastic. The whole Tavula gear and Nara gear and everything, it's a good introduction to the game, and I do feel like everyone who comes out of seasonal servers are at a very good starting point, because, well, I think they have better gear than what I have, considering that I play the game like a madman. But I do kind of wish that it wasn't so insane at enhancing, because the gear that I have now, right now I'm attempting to get myself some more pen gear, and there are guaranteed ways to get that through the Jetina questline and whatever. It's just gonna cost me a bunch of silver, so it's something, but it feels weird that I need to spend so many fail stacks and everything in order to try to enhance this stuff, when there's so much better armor. I think they should do something about that, to make it a little bit easier to reach endgame, I think. And that the endgame should really be more reliant on how much you grinded, and how much you do PvP. I think that PvP should be way more rewarding than it is, and I think it's going to be, if it's not already. I've heard some rumors about the Arena of Solaire giving a lot more silver, and potentially a way to level up through only PvP. That would be fantastic. Because I soul-heartedly believe that if the game was free, then yeah, all of these systems would be acceptable. But since the game is, you know, you need to pay for the game sometimes, there really shouldn't be all of these microtransactions. It just ruins the whole... Like, you don't really feel obligated or any kind of purpose to grinding. Because, yeah, you could spend 7 million years to get the best gear, and someone could just drag out their credit card, maybe go bankrupt, and get the best gear. But it is what it is. Now, I would love to see what they do with the hardcore servers. That would be very interesting. Hopefully they do just remove maybe the marketplace, introduce player trading, like proper player trading, rather than just pots and stuff. It would be something to create a marketplace. That's fun, very fun. To actually be a blacksmith or something and make proper money from it. I mean, you could make a lot of money before. Not sure if you can do that anymore. Maybe. Because it is an ecosystem. PvPers are very reliant on life skillers and PvEers even. I mean, we get all of the buffs just by people doing PvE. Well, that's something. That's a fantastic system. And one thing I also do wish, okay, just going on a little bit of weird side tangents, I think that you very much are required to look stuff up when it comes to some certain items and, well, basically everything, because you can shift and left click this item, but it doesn't really do much. I mean, it is a decent enough explanation. You use this thing in order to get deck Karasad accessories, apparently, but I wish that how to obtain Defeat Dark Rift out. Okay, sure, but I wish that you could shift right click this, and that this whole crafting notes and all of this, that it was a little bit more extensive, that you didn't need to go to a guide every time. Maybe I'm just being a little bit greedy, but yes. Again, when the game launched, no one knew anything and everything was hidden. It was very fun to discover stuff like that. And it very much gave an incentive for content creators to make guides, which I think is good. Guides should still be a thing in the game, in order to do stuff properly, because, yeah, it's not necessarily up to the developers to teach you how to play the game like an expert, but okay, let's get this little biscuit down. Now, there's probably a lot that I'm forgetting to mention. I should really have written down some notes, but again, my time is very restricted. My daughter is currently asleep, so that is the only reason why I'm able to play, and she could awaken at any moment. What? Ferret B? I didn't have a higher rating? Say what now? Okay. And one thing that I've been made painfully aware of is how little, let's just call them Black Desert, Pearl Abyss, whomever, does not really listen to their player base, even now. I mean, there's so many content creators that actually still complain about the game and just tell them straight out how to fix the game and why they don't listen, why they don't really communicate to anyone. Now, for the positive sides of the game, obviously it is You can just see it is beautiful, the combat is amazing. The grinding can be a little bit tedious, but again, with such a good combat system, it doesn't really matter. Now, I don't even think it's arguable, but I think that Black Desert has the best combat in any MMO ever. Now, of course, it's not for everyone, so there should be a little bit of an option to maybe use some hotkeys, but I'm not sure. And another thing to complain about, here we go, why are there so many pop-ups? Like this dice thing, just remove it already. I don't want to play board games. It's, I mean, it's a way to get rewards, it's something. And also every time I log in, I get all the pop-ups with, oh, now you can buy this thing and pearl bundles and everything. I think it's okay to have like a pop-up now and then, and like, hey, this is what you can do now. We've updated the game. There's a snowboarding event and everything. And yeah, I should probably do that. But oh boy, and another thing that I want to complain about. Get ready. Hang on, I just need to see. No, not this feller. I wanted to see, there's probably a different way. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah, I can't do bus splits yet. I already did that for the week. But you are kind of obligated to log in. Like this whole login rewards. Yeah, I get how it works. Now, they have done something like this, that you can get 5 days that you don't really have to play in order to get the end stuff. And honestly, the end stuff isn't too fancy. But yeah, you're kind of forcing people to log in every day. I don't like that. You should log in every day in order to be with your guilds, your friends, and to have fun. And maybe if you want to strive to be the best, to grind and hand some gear. But yeah, there shouldn't be a system like that in a game. And also when it comes to, let's say, just a fairy, just a tier 3 fairy, stuff like, if I want to change skill, let's see, if we, do I need to summon it? Okay, and then change skill. Like this, it seems like, oh, okay, so hang on, I can change the skill. Oh, I can get all of these things then, and if I pick something, and then change skill, 3 required, and then I press this thing, and, right, I can, what? I need to pay? Oh, that shouldn't be a thing. Oh, boy. I know that there's a free-to-play way to get, like, the perfect fairy. It's gonna take quite some time. You need a lot of luck, and I think that luck is very fun in games, the whole RNG aspect. I don't think they should change any of that, even though it was very fun when all of the gear only went to plus 15, and basically the end game was accessories. Now they have started to add more and more capped things to the game, both in PvE and PvP, so I mean, it's fun. But again, all of the buffs and everything that you need to be to be viable in PvP, it is insane. Okay, let's stand right over here and test our luck. Did I get something else? Okay, I got something. Let's open some boxes. Maybe we get some tets, because I've complained about the game. Crownstones, not bad. Oh, a little bit of a crescent ring. More crownstones. That was the crownstones. Okay, let's open up these boxes. And we have crownstones. We have a guardian ring. More crownstones. An ogre ring. I mean, there's something. Getting a little bit. Yeah, these should also be the only boxes that you get, stuff that you get in-game. I have nothing against loot boxes as long as you don't pay real money for them, because that's gambling, and that's illegal in a lot of places. This is new. Another ogre ring. Not bad. Not a bad haul, I must say. 51 crownstones. Another thing that I want to touch up on, because the thing that I kind of need to do right now, I mean, sure, it's the player journal in order to get some permanent AP, DP, health and everything. The questing in this game, oh, it can be soul draining. Sometimes it's fun. To be fair, I did recently finish part 2 of the Land of the Morning Light questline, and that was kind of amazing, honestly. It was very fun, loads of bosses, loads of stuff to do. You had to do something different from time to time. Now, a lot of it was just, spamming the R button. I think that if you went to an NPC, you just had to press R twice. Let's just limit it to 2 times. It would really be better rather than talking to everything. Now, of course, it is a lot of content. But for me, someone who doesn't really have an attention span anymore, it's too much. It should be an option to just limit that to the absolute maximum. No, you have like the auto skip dialogue thing, but it doesn't really help much, at least. And also one thing that I think a lot of people have complained about, now it wasn't a thing when I played obviously, but there's loads of catch-up mechanics to the game. Like you get a free tier 10 horse, which to my understanding is the best horse, so I don't really have a reason to do any horse breeding, I think, unless I want the rest of them. And also you just get a ton of free gear, which I think is fine, but it also just removes the incentive to really do anything, because if you just wait long enough, you get good gear, right? Why would you especially spend real money in order to enhance something, just because you could just wait a few months if not years, and then, yeah, you would have the best gear. Now, there should definitely be some sort of catch-up mechanics, it is important, I think. But still, this game, the combat, it has the potential to be the greatest. Maybe, but I think they need to basically relaunch the game without any pay-to-win aspects, but I think a lot of people would still be very weary of that if they promised again not to make it pay-to-win. They probably ended up doing so anyhow. But still, I am enjoying the game from time to time, but I'm not gonna take it seriously. I just can't. Well, for multiple reasons, mainly because I'm a father, so I don't have the time to take it seriously, and there's no real incentive to do so. I think even for new players. Sure, if you join a guild, you can get yourself into a community and you play with friends, there's a lot of fun things that you can do, boss splits and potentially some PvP, node wars and siege wars. I mean, people are still doing that, so it's something, but I hope that they continue to improve the game little by little and maybe do some big changes that could potentially bring back players. I mean, the game is still alive, we see people all over. Loads of ships, even though... oh, those are some big ships. Before, this entire bay was just filled to the brim. You could not see your own ship, or you could not even see the ocean from here. It was just ships galore. That is a pretty looking ship. That it is. Probably cost a penny or two. Now the game has a lot of systems, like sailing and... so many. Too many to even mention. But yeah, look at all these people. Look at all of them. Do you think that they're having fun? I mean, there's so many people, and they look... they look funny. Someone is even fishing in a boat. There's so many people. But they're not here, basically NPCs. The game is still alive, though. It is. But I just want it to be better. Maybe. I kind of wished... And I thought that the seasonal servers, because I did hear about the game, I was paying like a little bit of attention to the updates and everything, and of course a lot of friends that still play the game. I kind of wish that seasonal characters were, actual seasons, that the game was reset every time you played, like it was a new experience, remove the pearl shop, do something better with the marketplace, player trading, more PvP, like reset everyone. I think that would be a lot of fun. Especially for new players, and also veteran players, because you do need a lot of knowledge for the game to be, well, to reach the end game. But we will see. I'm still gonna play this game from time to time, but it's probably gonna be a little bit limited content, because right now the only thing that I really do is, like, the rifts, a little bit of boss splits, trying to get better at that, and yeah, I do have a lot of questing to do. But we will see. The game has been alive for 10 years. And it's still alive. Loads of people playing. So it's an achievement and a half. Hopefully it just continues to be better. Hopefully maybe. Let's see. Loads of bosses spawning. Yesh. But I think that my daughter is waking up, so we're gonna end it right here. Oh, it's so pretty. I remember going into this town for the first time and realizing that I could actually climb everything. Oh boy. Even though they lied to me, I still like this game. Oh, it is so fun. We will see. Maybe they do surprise me. Maybe, just maybe. But anyhow, I think that we're gonna end it right here. And I think that I'm gonna say, as always, until next time.